One of the tenets of democracy is having a multi-party system. And one of the ways democracy grows is when people have the freedom of choice to move around political parties to use those parties as vehicles for their political ambitions. Over the last 24, 48 hours, the Nigerian political space has taken a major shift as Mr. Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso, two members who were prominent in the ADC, shifted base to the NDC. And this move has caused a lot of rockers. Some have called them selfish, some have called them not good enough. Even former colleagues and running mates have said, you do not run away from a burning house. But the bigger question is, what does this mean for the Nigerian political space and the 2027 elections? Does it mean that the All Progressive Congress and the presidency now have a free train to the title or to the throne? Or does it still mean that the opposition are as strong as possible? We'll not be doing this conversation alone. We've got with us this morning in the studio and also on the phone lines, Extravagant Malobi, as well as Solomon Dalong, Comrade Solomon Dalong. Hello, good morning. Sorry. Extravagant Malobi, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Emeka, Messi, and good morning to you, Chelsea.
Good morning,
to
sir.
our listeners. It's good to know you are there for us. Let me lift up this quote, Emeka, as we move on. A cat with an ambition of becoming a lion in the future must do away with its appetite for rats. I feel like saying it again. A cat with an ambition of becoming a lion in the future must do away with its appetite for rats.
That's a deep one. I've got Chelsea Asia with me. Chelsea, good morning.
Good morning, America. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
It's good to have you here. Well, we'll try to reach out to Barrister Solomon Dalong, former Minister for Youth and Sports. We'll be having a conversation, like I said before, about the new political landscape as we have them. The opposition party, led by the ADC, have seen a shift in their system. Obi and Kwankwaso have shifted base to the NDC. So it means that a lot is happening. We've got a line joining us via the phone lines, Barrister Solomon Dalong. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. Hello, sir. Are you there? Hello, sir. Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, it's good to have you here. So first off, sir, I know that you're very much involved in the NDC, or you're a leader here, in ADC rather, you're a leader here in Plateau State. Would love to get the feel of the party after the defection of Obi and Kwankwaso to the NDC.
Well, the defection of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso did not come to some of us as a surprise.
Why?
Because they have not been too stable in the party, and if you look at their contribution while in the party, it has always been around building personal ambition instead of developing the party. If you take a look at the statistics of registration into the ADC from the southeast, is the lowest. It's the lowest. So there were indications of instability in his participation, especially Peter Obi, the party, because Kwankwaso just came in and exited. But Peter Obi started the coalition with us. We decided together we were going to come together in order to rescue our democracy. We also agreed that it is not about anybody's personal interest, but about Nigeria. So that he has decided to exit. Well, I wish him good luck.
My question is, now that he has left, does this make the ADC weaker? Because people have questioned why he left, even though we'll talk about that later. But some people, if the ADC do not have this stalwart, they do not stand a chance in the next election to win at all. What do you say to these persons who think the
No,
ADC
no, no, no.
are weakened by
It's
this?
completely an erroneous assumption. In 2023, Peter Obi was in the Labour Party. Kwankwaso contested in the NNPP and Atiku in PDP, while Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu won in 2023 with the vote of the North. Now, the vote of the North is not together with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Rather, it is with the ADC.
How so? How do you know that?
How do I know as how?
How do you know the vote of the North is in the North? The vote of the North is the ADC.
From the formation of the party in those states and the rejection of Tinubu by the North. It's just very clear. If anybody is asking how do you know, then maybe he's coming into Nigeria from elsewhere. But this is an obvious political reality. So, for us in the ADC, we are cool because Peter Obi has left with the Kwankwaso. So, we'll still come back to the trial in the contest. But then, the permutations are not the same.
True.
Completely not the same. They have completely altered, and political situations have also changed. So for us in the ADC, their exit is not, we're not happy. But, that's how they see it. Then, so be it. We're okay.
All right. Before I have Estevan Molobi here on the studio with me and Chelsea. Before I, ask Estevan Molobi a question, we saw this morning in the newspapers that about 17 members have left the ADC to the NDC. If that is happening, it therefore means that Obi and Kwankwaso have more influence in the ADC than they are getting credit for. How does the ADC bounce back from this and reclaim its position as the number one opposition to the APC going into next year's election?
Well, that is a report from the paper. I cannot confirm that from the party. So I will not rely on report from the Nigerian social media.
Oh, it was a newspaper this morning, the Punch newspaper, by the way.
Even the Nigerian media, the mainstream media is not too credible enough for me to make a conclusion. But assuming, not conceding, that that is the situation, of course, it is election year. So people are looking for spaces to contest election. And it is just like 31 governors living for the APC, yet the APC is not sure of victory. So that you have high number of members moving into a political party, it does not give it a purpose, but rather it will give it more visibility in terms of in the power sharing equation in the National Assembly or whatever institutions those members represent. So that is it. But in terms of followership, of course, we know that majority of our members have not done very well. And so we don't enjoy that same mass support as it is. And the NDC is a mass movement.
All right. Mr. Vangan Malobi, first off, like when you saw the news about Obi's defection, what was your first reaction? And like I asked Barrister Dalong, do you think this weakens the ADC and the opposition in the upcoming election?
Well, let me first of all appreciate one of our political fathers on the plateau, um, former minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also a guest on this program. If he's listening, I want to say good morning, sir, to you for all the good work you're doing. In answering your question, let me lift a quote from the Bible in Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, which says that a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. No matter how we want to play around words or try to pacify our minds in the public, it is the basic truth in practical terms in life. If you look at Psalm chapter 11, verse 3, he says, when the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous man do? Simply put, that even a good man is helpless, standing on a very faulty foundation. Just opposing it to our political development in the country today, it pains my heart that up to this moment, the opposition elements are not able to come together to speak with one voice, trying to replicate what the APC did to PDP and to Nigerians in 2015 or 2014 when they buried their differences, elements from the ANPP, APGA, CPC, AD, and so on and so forth, and even the new NPDP that came together to form the coalition into APC. And one thing they did, which the present opposition elements are not doing, I want to say this without any sense of contradiction, that if they are not careful, what we saw in 2023 election will repeat itself.
Hold on, sir. You said opposition elements. Only 2 persons have left. Those are not opposition. Those people are the ones who have broken the supposed coalition for the opposition. Not everybody. It was 2 persons. Obi
You
and
just
Kwankwaso.
mentioned that from the news about 18 lawmakers, National Assembly lawmakers have also joined, and the news has it that more will join.
Because you have followed Obi and Kwankwaso.
We will come to that.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say in essence is that if you even want to look at it from Obi and Kwankwaso perspective, it's not something you wish away. Obi has an organic followership. I can take anybody on this from morning till evening on argument, and nobody will win me over that argument. There's an obedient movement which is an organic.
Agreed.
More especially young people who are willing to, fight battles on the social media, convince one another on the streets, make souvenirs and all that to push the party forward. And in the last election, they got 6.1 million votes. And people are saying that the Obi even got much more than that. But that is in the realm of speculation. But going by what has been authenticated by the INEC, which is the umpire for the election, 6.1 million votes. And Kwankwaso got about 1.4 million votes plus. Put both of them together, you're talking about 7-point-something million votes, over 7.5 million votes.
Yes.
And if these 2 men are coming together now, look at Obi's spread of votes. Even though he got the land chunk of that vote from the southeast, but you go to south-south, Obi made inroad in south-south. You go to southwest, he beat the current president in Lagos, where you know that is, he was a former governor in Lagos State. He beat Tinubu in Lagos. He beat Tinubu in Abuja. Obi won on the plateau here. He won in Nasarawa State and some other states that we may not begin to mention as a result of time. But the bottom line of what we're trying to say is that the exit of Obi and the Kwankwaso out of ADC is a big blow to that coalition. And if the coalition, for instance, like I listened to Buba Galadima on national television, where he said that he's expecting even Atiku to join them in the ADC, in the NDC. You know, it's confusing now. You call ADC, you think you're calling
the Aussies.
You call NDC, you think you're calling. But that is the truth. If, for instance, Buba Galadima say they are extending olive branch to Atiku to come join them in the NDC, it tells you that the gap is becoming widening, because if Atiku insists in remaining in ADC and Obi and Kwankwaso in NDC, it tells you that there's going to be a split of the votes.
All
in
right.
the last election, those who voted against the current sitting president were more than those who voted for him. Because if you articulate the opposition votes in 2023, you will get close to 14 to 15 million votes.
All right, let's
Whereas
speak
those
to
who voted for him were in the neighborhood of 8.9
let's speak to the barrister.
Yes.
So a lot of people have come to question Obi's political credential, saying that one of the reasons he left the ADC was because he has never contested any major primaries, and he felt like if he had contested against Atiku, he would have lost. And you said that Obi and Kwankwaso had several votes. The last election, Obi had 6.1 million.
votes.
Kwankwaso had 1.4. Atiku by himself got 6.9. So if we combine both Kwankwaso and Obi, that's roughly seven.
7.5 million
And
thereabout.
it still didn't have a chance to stand in against the president who got 8.7 million votes.
So hold on.
So that
let's-
means Obi and Atiku would have had more likelihood to succeed than Obi and Kwankwaso.
So let me let Barrister the long answer that before we let XMRLO be. Barrister, are you there?
It's the question for me because it's more or less like I thought it's for the right person.
No, I think it's for you. Please, I want to get your thoughts on that before
Yes, so let me get the question clearly.
So the question is, did Obi and Atiku stand more chance of winning than Obi and Kwankwaso, now they've defected?
Yeah, and why did Obi leave? Was it because he didn't stand a chance in getting the presidential ticket
Tickets from the ADC.
from the ADC?
Well, I don't disparage or belittle my colleagues in politics. He may have his reasons for leaving, which I am not in the position to speak for him. And I don't want to speculate because having worked together with him in the coalition, I still hold him in high esteem. He didn't discuss his reasons for leaving with me, but when he left, he called me to apologize that he didn't discuss that with me before leaving. And as a human being, I had to pardon him. But I think the coalition is stronger with Obi and Atiku than Obi and Kwankwaso, because Obi and Kwankwaso will ultimately lead us to the same 2023. And like the speaker in the studio had also outlined, nobody is contesting the organic nature of Peter Obi's support base. But from 2023, it was clear that organic followership cannot give him victory. That is very, very clear. So there is a need for him to align with somebody so that he can realize that his ambition. And politics is give and take. It's also sacrifice. And all of them have been contesting and also have been following.
Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? I think the network's...
Are you getting me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go on, sir.
Yes. So, and we have sacrificed to support them and mobilize for them. Candidates and having some sense of it.
Oh. We'll try to call Barrister Dalong back. The networks are acting crazy this morning. Why was he trying to reach Barrister Dalong? Mr. Evangan Malabi, your thoughts on the question?
Well, I think why Obi left, that's the question you asked. Obi at the inception, when he was to contest against Atiku in picking the PDP ticket for 2023 presidential election, Obi had made it clear. He said, we know they give shishi. And you know Atiku, over willing. Wike said he has never lost a political battle before. But I proved him wrong. I said he lost a political battle against Atiku. Because in picking 2023 presidential candidate, Atiku beat into the game. Atiku was ready. It was speculated that money played a major role. It was more like who is able to outgive each other. And you know that then you had what is called indirect primary, where you have a delegate, the almighty delegates. Some of them even flown to the location directly to their hotels, confined in their hotels, money given, none of them are allowed to pick phone calls, and then from the hotel into a bus, convey them straight to the venue of the conventions, having been settled and all that. I knew a woman who told me that when she comes back from that convention, that she was going to roof her house. And I said amen to that. And when she returned, that was what happened because of the amount of money she got. In that 2023 election, even saw how some candidates used some terms of private security to go after some delegates that they gave a lot of money to, who ended up not voting them or following the direction they promised to follow after receiving their money. So in that case, you saw that Obi knew quite well that he was not going to compete favorably.
But he has always known before he joined. He joined in December. Atiku was there before him. So common sense would suggest that if you're going to a party where Atiku is, you know that such will happen. Why then did you have to wait 4 months after for you to leave?
No, there was a reason for that.
What's the reason?
PDP has zoning.
I'm talking about the ADC, not the PDP.
No. You know, there's a gentleman understanding, though not constitutional, not written anywhere, but written on the heart of every political inclined Nigerian, that there is a zoning. The north takes her turn, the south takes her turn.
So you are saying that ADC were promised him zoning?
Let me tell you the truth. If ADC succeed in presenting a northern candidate for 2027 presidential election, they will not fly.
They've never said they were presenting northern candidates. They've never said that. None of their statements have said.
Speculations had it that Atiku said he was not going to back down.
But if he was not going to back down, it means he was going to be primaries. Therefore, you are going to compete. Is Obi scared of fair competition?
Not being scared, but
So,
doing the needful.
What is the needful?
I told you in 2014, every person in coalition, played down on their selfish interest. Knowing fully
Obi,
well,
okay, so you are saying that Atiku should play them on his interest.
good.
Or
That's
what?
I said.
Why and Obi shouldn't? Why? What makes Obi's interest and Obi's ambition superior to Atiku's?
Because we're forgetting that this is Atiku's last time of
He
contesting,
said
according to him.
That's what the politicians will tell you. If God keeps him alive and give him the strength, 2031 is good to go. You will still see him. After all, when Buhari won the election in 2015, he said he regretted getting this position at old age. That he was going to do only one tenure. Did he do only one tenure? Didn't we see him do another tenure? Forget what the politicians are saying. As Nigerians who are on the street, we are telling you this. There is this understanding that North will have its own slot for 8 years, and it will go to the South for the 8 years. And that was the major reason why there was a kind of movement against Goodluck Jonathan in 2015 election. Let me tell you this, as I said in one media platform this morning, that in 2015, even Muazu, the then one-time governor of Bauchi State, who was the national chairman of PDP, worked against Goodluck Jonathan. Do you know that?
I do.
There are a lot of northerners in the PDP
who
worked against their own candidates.
So you are saying you are saying that
Goodluck Jonathan was sitting on the portion of the north.
So let's walk back a bit so we
Yes.
don't lose track of our conversation. You are saying that Obi leaving the ADC was because Atiku was going to compete in the primaries.
If you ask me, I haven't had the privilege of discussing with him, but I follow political development.
Okay.
Number one, I have always said this, that only a fool will go to bed under a burning roof. It is not yet hooray for ADC as a party. Don't forget that they still have an issue, a court case in the Federal High Court Abuja against nephew Gombe. You know that. And the court can come tomorrow to say, yes, that David Mark led NWC of ADC is not the legal, authentic leaders of the party.
So hold on.
So if you are in that position,
yes,
and you know that the chances are 50-50 that the party may not push a flag bearer in 2027 election, will you be there?
Yes, I will be there. If I am Peter Obi and I say that I am not desperate to be president, then I should be there to fight. It is hypocritical for you to say, oh, I am not desperate to be president. Hold on. If you say I am not desperate to be president, it means that there is no timeline for your ambition. It means it doesn't matter if it's this year or 4 years from now, you can wait. However, if you switch positions every time it doesn't favor you, it shows one thing: you are desperate for the position you say you're not desperate for.
The reason being that, listen, if, for instance, you are coming to give service to your fatherland,
yes,
why must you sell your fortune to get to that position?
Nobody has asked him to sell his fortune.
No. We've seen it over a number of times that competing against Atiku is.
So when he went to the ADC, what was he thinking?
Well,
that was going to get the ticket free of charge?
I'm not speaking for Obi, but if you want us to speculate, we can speculate. And if we are permitted to speculate, if I'm to speculate on his behalf, one would have thought that common sense should tell anybody and everybody in the coalition that you needed a southern candidate.
Oh, there's Amechi there as well.
Compete against the sitting president, who is from the south, which the common understanding and agreement in the political minds of Nigerians that the north has just done their uninterrupted 8 years, and the power has come down to the south. The south is about to complete 4 years. Common sense should let you know that another southerner should be put forward to compete favorably with the southerner who is the sitting president.
But so we're looking at competence, not zoning. It's who can rule the country, not who has the right to rule the country now. So if Atiku is competent, him coming out shouldn't be a problem.
Is there any region in this country where you won't get competent people to rule this country? Hand me over this country today, I tell you that I'll begin to solve Nigerians' problem immediately. I'm saying this without any sense of contradiction. Common sense tells you that if you came on board as a leader and you met 12 problems on the table, if you can't solve all, solve one. If you can't solve any of them, don't add to the problems.
But people are solving, the presidency is solving some problems.
Tell me one.
Well, he's solving the problems of our economy.
In what area?
Our GDP. The numbers show our GDP have increased. The numbers show. Hold on. The numbers also shows confidence from foreign investors in the economy. So if these numbers show, it means that something is working.
Foreign investors in the economy. Do you have the statistics of the foreign investors that have left this country?
Of course, investors leave every time. It is normal. Even in the best of economies, investors leave if policies do not favor them.
Companies who have been in Nigeria for over 40 years, some of them have closed and left Nigeria?
Yes, I know some of them have.
Do you throw statistics to a hungry man on the street?
No, you do not. No, what I'm saying is, you talked about fixing a problem. I am saying that the current presidency, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
has fixed the problem of the economy.
I'm not saying has, but he is fixing the problem.
What was the dollar rate as at the time he picked up the seat?
It was about 500 thereabouts.
And what is it now?
It's about 1,000 for 1,005.
What was the cost of a mudu of Gary?
It was about 200 at the time.
And what is it now?
It's about 700.
So that's amounts to fixing.
But then again, some would argue that the fixing would not just happen, like he said, and this is something I think the president have been very. Hold on. Here's what the president have been always consistent about, even before he assumed office. There would be hard times. He never at any point promised was going to be easy. He said it. We are going to make hard decisions. It is going to be hard, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. If this man promised that he was going to take the hard decisions to fix the economy, and the numbers, some of the macroeconomic numbers shows he's working, we can't say he's not trying to fix the economy.
Well, that's why he told you and I to tighten our belts.
All right, let's
But-
let's
but-
let's walk back to our topic.
continually losing their own.
Let's walk
As
back
we
to our
speak
topic.
Today is your president in the country.
He's in France for strategic economic meetings.
Exactly.
Economic meeting
With France.
will bring down the price of mudu of gari and rice.
All right, let's walk back to the crux of
No,
our
but someone has to
conversation.
make the hard decisions.
Hard
And
decisions.
Tinubu seems like he's making the
Hard
hard
decisions.
decisions for the country.
Well, I don't know whether the result will come when we are all dead.
All right, let's walk back to the crux of our conversation this morning. Now, for the political parties going into 2027, what does this mean for the opposition? Now, there are rumors yesterday that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar might be taking his stand to the NDC. Not confirmed yet, but there was some people, according to close associates of the former vice president, that he might move into the NDC. Do you think, given the legal issues like you mentioned the ADC are dealing with, that common sense would suggest that this opposition not abandoning ship per se, but should take their structure and their people to the NDC to make this work? Or would you rather they stay back in the ADC and fight till the end to secure the soul and the ideals of the party?
Well, if you ask me as a Nigerian who is affected by the policies and the decision of our leaders and a stakeholder in the Nigerian project, it's like I tell people, this is the only country that we have. You just move out of Nigeria into Cameroon, you are a foreigner. You will see what is happening to Nigerians and other foreigners in South Africa. As we speak, about 2 Nigerians were killed in South Africa and their businesses destroyed. And even yesterday, we listened to the Senate discussing the matter. And Oshomole saying, can we reciprocate by also seizing the license of some South African business establishment in Nigeria, so that they will begin to take us serious. Because all these things happening, pardon me that I digress, all these things happening, we have not seen South African government taking a strong stand, going after those who are perpetrating this crime, getting them arrested and prosecuting them, giving assurance again to foreigners in their country that they are safe. Let me tell you, if the foreigners pull out their investment from South African economy, that country will collapse. So you need foreigners to also pay tax, but add value to your economy, run your country and all that. And that is why I'm pained that if all these politicians that we have today are pushing their energy they use in politicking and all that in the direction of bettering this country, we'll be better for it. But it's so sad that the very moment Tinubu was sworn in, it didn't take quite a month or two, endorsement, politicking, took over governance. And no wonder we are where we are today. To the question that you asked, if actually those in the coalition understand and believe that this is not the Nigerian our founding fathers fought for, this is not the kind of democracy that our forefathers yearned to have. If they understood this, then the national interest will do what? Take over their selfish personal interest. In this case that we've seen, that the governing party or the current government is allergic to opposition. It is said that when whispering lasts for too long, even the deaf will begin to understand the conversation. Because you can't tell me that it's a coincidence that Labour Party was a match in leadership problem, coincidence that PDP, the same leadership problem, even though Seyi Makinde came out to say that Wike, when both of them went to visit Mr. President, that Wike promised Mr. President that he was going to hold down the PDP so that PDP will not have a candidate in 2027 election. It's in the public domain. And if that is the case, coupled with the fact that someone in the executive, in the public function, was speaking to a sitting senator, telling him to remain in ADC and scatter ADC. What does that tell you? You don't need to look too far anymore to get an evidence. These are evidential. Coming back to the opposition element, if actually they love this country and they want to, they believe that the current government led by APC is not doing well, and you need to push them out of office. What do? Like I quoted Matthew 12 verse 25, where Jesus said that a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. And Igbo say that if two brothers fight to death over their father's inheritance, an outsider will take over their father's inheritance. What that means is that I expected common sense to tell those in the coalition that this gentleman understanding and agreement, North will do 8 years, South will do 8 years. Yeah, South is completing 4 years in the person of Tinubu. Why don't we look for a champion, like the war between the Philistine and Israel? And the Philistine slaughtered Goliath, their own champion. And then Israel for days wasn't able to produce a champion until God sent them David, who stood in that battle. And God gave them victory through David. Now, common sense tells you, who do we bring out to go for us? To be able to beat this sitting president, whom you claim that is not performing well. And the reality is on ground, written all over, that they are not performing well. Because the taste of the pudding is in the eating. You don't tell a blind man that rain is falling. You don't tell a blind man that there's too much pepper or too much salt in the soup. It is obvious. Our living standard is not getting better. Our pocket is not purchasing enough anymore for us. The pay a monthly salary is no longer taking people home anymore. Is it in electricity, where you recharge certain amounts of money will be taken away from you unexplained? Is it in fuel? A liter of fuel almost 1,400. Is it in transportation? Is it in education? Before this government came on board, people paid 40-something thousand naira tuition fee, using University of Jos as an example. But as we speak, some people are paying over 150,000 naira, depending on the course you're doing. And at the end of the day, we are told to tighten our belt. But we see them getting fatter and fatter, loosening their belts. If they claim that this present government is not doing the best for Nigeria, and you want to clinch power to reposition Nigeria, common sense tells you that you need to bury your selfish ambition and put forward your champion, stand behind him, campaign for him, push him forward. And if you ask me, if I am in the person who believe that I have what it takes to bring solution to the problem of Nigeria, I don't need to sell my house. I don't need to close down my business. I don't need to spend fortune to be able to occupy that. After all, how much is the salary of Mr. President of Nigeria? How much is the salary?
So all of this is on the speculation that Obi can rack off the same votes that he racked off in the 2023 election. What if he doesn't rack off the same votes? What if his online presence does not translate into actual votes in the coming election? And everyone is saying, okay, if we put Obi, the country will get better, things will get better. How are we sure that Obi will put the right laws? Because you can't come, the system right now is not working. So how are we sure that if he comes, he can refurbish the system, he can do something about the system that is not working, and he can actually give us the result that we are, all the hopes that we are putting into this?
It's unfortunate that we're having this kind of conversation. Reason being that institutions of governance in Nigeria has been captured. I say this without any sense of contradiction. I have a friend, Barrister Adama, with whom I appeared on this platform severally, and whenever I made this statement, he always attacked me. But today, can he still attack me? Years ago, I told him the Nigerian state has been captured by the elites, political elites. What affects us do not affect them. And that's why 24 killed in Katsina, this number killed on the plateau, the president will come, he said this is going to be the last. Just a few hours of that statement, more killings are happening on the plateau. Are they troubled? We have been captured. The institutions of government...
Captured by what and by who? When you say we have been captured, what have we been captured by, and who has captured us?
By the political elites. Whatever pill they want us to swallow, no matter how bitter, we will swallow it. Didn't we protest against them taking 150 million naira SUV vehicles for themselves? They claimed the roads were bad. That's why they needed heavy vehicles so that they won't fill the potholes, they won't fill the drum holes and bucket holes on our road. Didn't we protest? At the end of the day, didn't they have their way? They are riding on those vehicles as we speak today. When it came to electoral laws and all that reform, we said that clause there, remove it. We want transmission of results, real time. And they say, no, there's no network there. Even Ojus Okalu say his own town, no network. If you knew where Ojus Okalu is coming from, you will feel like cursing him for making that statement.
I do.
They call that area small London. And somebody attacked him immediately and said, sir, your tweet, you actually made it from your village. Why are you using your village as an example of a place not having network? Who doesn't want transparent election in Nigeria? Who doesn't want real-time transmission of results in Nigeria? That's the question. We struggled. Even the House of Reps that seem to have followed Nigerians' direction, at the last minute, pandered to the whims and caprices of the executive and Senate, at the end of the day, did they give us what we want? They never did. So it tells you that whatever you want, let me tell you, Mr. Emeka, just announce on this platform that there's going to be a protest around the old airport road, old airport roundabout tomorrow. Announce the time. Hours before that time, you will see the kind of armored vehicles you've never known that they are in existence on this plateau.
Because they're trying to protect people.
They will take over the place. But the same way, say on this platform that there is a killing going on in Bokos right now, and know whether such number of armored vehicles is going to be rolled in the direction of Bokos, and you are saying you are not captured?
Okay, let's return to the conversation again. The phone lines are open 09055666699 or 08121877777. We'll pick your calls and then we get back to the meat of our discussion this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Emeka. Good morning, Emeka.
Good morning, comrade.
Thank you very much. God bless my brother. Good morning, sir. This is comrade Adonatiba Solomon, all the way from Angwarukuba.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. You see, Emeka, to me, sometimes when we say it the way some people may not agree, but let me tell you this, to me, as an individual, Tinubu as an individual, and for his self-interest, he's trying to end democracy in Nigeria. But I said
how do you mean end democracy in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. They attend the election without an opposition, sir. We cannot conduct election in a way where there is no opposition. They are causing confusion in all the opposition parties. How the election is going to take place? The election should be all between two or more people, but how is it going to take place without an opposition? Is that a democratic country? Is that a democratic country? Let me tell you this. Atiku ambition, Atiku contest, Atiku whatever Atiku is struggling for. To me, Atiku is a unifier. Atiku should stop his ambition there. The South should spend 8 years. So if truly he is a unifier, he should allow the Southerners to contest to take the 2027. Not him. Why is he emphasizing to contest election? Why must it be him? Atiku should stop his ambition now. If truly he is coming to serve this country. That was same what Buhari did. He kept contesting. See what late Buhari has put us in this country. All what we are passing through today in Nigeria is because of Buhari's administration. So I'm urging Atiku to stop ambition, and I'm saying Nigeria should be very, very careful. Every political zone, there are credible people there. It must be him. So Atiku to raise his ambition. Nigeria should be very, very careful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling, comrade. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and your location?
Yeah, my name is Sadiq Kumar. I'm calling from
Sadiq Kumar, please go on.
Yeah, I want to comment this. Mazam Malubi, he has spoken very, very well, and he has spoken the heart of Nigeria. You see, the reality has to be said. In Nigeria, I think democracy is not working, and even the government, the system is not working at all. All what is happening is politicking. Even the life of the people that the government was built to secure they are just politicizing the life of the people on daily basis. In the market, everything is hard for Nigerians. Our schools are closed. So we don't know what even to even support Tinubu by the promises he have made. When he made promises when they removed fuel subsidy, he promised energy bodies, he promised school loans, he promised a lot of promises. But now nothing is working, and nobody is asking him why is he not working. And let's check our House of Assembly, that the system is supposed to be a check and balance system. All of them, they are saying they are standing on the mandate of the president. Everybody from our various constituencies, they will just come and be politicizing all the issue upon all the killings. Nobody in the House of Assembly have stand firm to tell the president reality that security is out of hand in Nigeria. So why are we even bringing a kind of support of continuity of this kind of government? That is why we have to keep sentiments aside and bring out new faces. We don't have to repeat all those that have hold position before. For example, now we have Atiku that he has been coming up. I think it is the right time for him now to withdraw with his age and support another person so that Nigerians can change. Nigeria needs new ideology. Nigeria needs a new blood, a new system. And you cannot compare Peter Obi and Tinubu and other those that are the other candidates because of his age and because of the way the youth have trust in him and because of the way Nigerians are looking that he can bring a new change. We don't even care he come from where. We don't even care his religion. What we care is how are Nigeria going to change in the system. That is what we are. And we are putting hope. Yes, he can bring a change in the system if Nigeria supports him. But let's try our best to see that 2027 that democracy must work. Nigeria must stand so that democracy must work. All the other opposition parties are just being frustrated. No wonder that they are running from one party to the other. But whichever the party they move from, as long as we don't have individual candidates, no matter where the good person goes to, Nigeria will support him and we vote for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. The phone lines are still open 09055 666699 or 08121877777. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and your location, please.
Yes, my name has not changed. I'm still St. Benedict calling from Peringada.
St. Benedict, please go on.
Yes, please permit me to say good morning to extravagant managers in the studio. Sir, you're welcome to the studio. And thank you also very, very much for being a nationalist, a Nigerian that loves this country. God is going to reward you. You see, Emeka, let me start first of all because I don't have much time. When you talk about the current government is has fixed the economy, I don't know if you are living in another planet or just a newcomer in Nigeria. Because when you talk about fixing the economy, have you fixed the economy that other countries are jubilating, other OPEC nations are jubilating about the hike in the price of petroleum products since after the starting of this particular war in the Middle East? Whereas Nigerians are suffering and gnashing in pains for buying the petroleum product from 860 naira, 20 naira, 820 naira precisely, to 1,400 naira, even while other countries are jubilating. Nigerians are suffering. Does it actually indicate to you that the government has actually fixed the economy? And has actually the government of this Nigeria under Ashwaji Bola Tinubu's Excellency fixed the economy, where the exchange rate of dollar has left from 400 naira, 420 naira, parallel market price to 1,400 naira to 1,450 naira. In fact, it has gone to 1,700 naira. Has actually the economy been fixed, where Nigerians cannot be able to take home their salaries, even the money given to them, the stipends given to them as a minimum wage, Emeka? Let us be honest. Please, I don't really want to believe that the media is part of the problem we're having in this country. Because when you don't report things, when you don't say things the way they are, Nigerians are actually passing through difficulties under the leadership of this particular APC and of Ashwaji Bola Tinubu. And it is unto us for me to say, no, it is not right. Even in the military regime, people came out and said, no, sir, this police are bringing it to us. We are not animals. We have the voices to say these things are bad. Now, we cannot even compare, when you talk about the fixing of the economy, the man selling bread and akara tea, you are telling them that the GDP has increased, so that people can be able to lend Nigerians money? Is it actually what he's talking about? When you increase your GDP by collecting taxes that is not even supposed to be, and again your GDP have increased, so to say, so that the other nation can be able to lend you money, and the money that our children, our great grandchildren are going to pay, does it actually indicate that Nigerians are actually feeling the impact of the economic reforms?
Thank you for calling.
I strongly think that Nigerians are still looking for a leader. We don't want to have in this country is looters. They are looters.
Thank you so much for calling. Let's go on Facebook quickly to pick your to read your comments on Facebook. The phone lines are still buzzing, but unfortunately we are very much out of time on Facebook. Apologies there while I get the network to load. We've got some comments. Ayodele Agbabiaka dropped his thoughts on our Facebook post where we asked you what you think. Ayodele says, let me read this one out quickly for you. Ayodele Agbabiaka, okay, try to see how it goes for me. So long as the same politicians that are going and realigning, there's no difference in the political parties. Charles Udoka says, what matters is the personalities and not the party. In 10 seconds, your final word, sir.
Well, quite unfortunate that we are where we are today, and I'd like to end on this note, that these days people don't defend what is right. They defend what benefits them and people they eat from. But if we must have a change, we must shift from this narrative, because the office of the citizen is the strongest office in any nation, because leaders derive their legitimacy from the people. And where people are afraid of their government, there is a conquest. But where governments are afraid of the people, then there is democracy.
Chelsea, your final words.
So, like I said, when they go low, you go high. Don't let the situation of the country compromise your integrity.
Like I always say, forgive your oppressors if you must, but do not ever forget what they've done to you. The news comes up by 10 a.m. Adios, people.
There is no station that plays more music. JFM 101.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Ojiyabba shakata wajen more kira da naira 100 ka salamu kudin ka sai MTN da kuna samun matsala wurin kira dan ba ku da kati to sauki ya samu in ka sa naira 100 zaka samu naira 400 a layin MTN domin shiga tsarin ku sa naira 100 sannan ku danna tauraru 889 hash za ku iya amfani da shi cikin kwana daya. Shakata da tsarin MTN G's Plus don more kira. Sharuɗa da ka'idoji sun shafi wannan.
Hey yeah, now Rabi, with your Rabi, but it's